From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Wednesday, May the 6th, 2026. 2 IDF soldiers were injured today in southern Lebanon. The IDF said terror group Hezbollah launched explosive drones and a number of rockets towards the troops, and that 2 explosive drones fell near the forces, injuring one of them, who is in moderate condition, the other lightly. The IDF responded, hitting terror infrastructure of Hezbollah. Turning now to New York, where several hundred demonstrators protested last night near Manhattan's Park East Synagogue over an Israeli real estate event taking place there, marketing residential properties that included some in Judea and Samaria, the West Bank. Some of the protesters wore keffiyehs and waved Palestinian flags. One Hezbollah flag was also seen. The crowds chanting slogans like "Death to the IDF." Some scuffles with police were reported as protesters tried to break through the barriers. There were also several dozen counter-protesters gathered across the street. The New York Police Department kept the protesters away from the entrance to the synagogue. CEO of the Jewish Community Relations Council of New York, Mark Traeger, thanked the NYPD and said people come to shul for many reasons: to pray, participate in community programs, prepare for Aliyah, build community, or say a prayer in memory of a loved one. No one should ever have to calculate personal risk before walking through the doors of a house of worship. No one. And a number of synagogues, private homes, and a Jewish center containing a preschool were vandalized with swastikas and other anti-Semitic graffiti overnight Monday in Forest Hills, Queens, home to a large Jewish population. New York City Council Speaker Julie Menin visited the area yesterday and said the NYPD is searching for at least 4 individuals responsible for the terrible incidents. Consul General of Israel in New York, Ambassador Ophir Akunis, said Nazi symbols have no place anywhere, including New York City, home to the largest Jewish population outside of Israel. Akunis saying, "I call upon all elected officials to not only speak, but act against the rise of anti-Semitism now." The Anti-Defamation League released its audit of anti-Semitic incidents for 2025 today, which did show a decrease in those incidents overall, but CEO Jonathan Greenblatt stressed the picture was not that simple, saying despite the decline, 2025 was one of the most violent years for Jewish Americans since ADL began tracking incidents in 1979. The total number of incidents for 2025 did show a decrease by 33% from 2024, which the ADL noted was measurable progress. However, it said the total remains 70% higher than in 2022, before the October 7th Hamas massacre, and 130% higher than 5 years ago. 50 mayors from across the country gathered in Savannah, Georgia last week, hosted by the Jewish Federations of North America, the Savannah Jewish Federation, and the Combat Anti-Semitism Movement, or CAM, to celebrate the start of Jewish American Heritage Month. The L'chaim Forum, CAM wrote, was part of its broader mission to equip municipal leaders with the knowledge, networks, and tools to combat anti-Semitism and support Jewish life in their cities. Savannah Mayor Van Johnson told the gathering, "It is important to us as people of goodwill to ensure that no one is ever exposed to hate and that our young people are taught tolerance and respect. We have to be able to show that example. By standing up for our Jewish brothers and sisters, we're also standing up for ourselves." The Manhattan Jewish Experience announced yesterday that it will recognize actor and comedian Michael Rappaport for his unwavering support of Israel and the Jewish diaspora, it wrote, at their 27th annual dinner coming up on May the 27th, taking place at the Museum of Jewish Heritage. Journalist Aaron Molan will be the master of ceremonies. Special guests include Coach Bruce Pearl. And that's the JBS News Update for Wednesday, May the 6th, 2026. I'm Teisha Bader. Am Yisrael Chai.